Good afternoon. Today is the 15th of September and we've come to the most local show that happens during the year, which is about walking distance from where I live at the Concorde Club in Eastleigh for Concorde Classics 2024. I do apologise in advance if there are announcements, if there is music, if there's too much background noise. I'm afraid the title of the video says it all. It's just the way that it goes on this channel. And if I fall over, do I get things wrong? It's, just the way that it is. Starting quite strong here actually. We've got this very nice Audi Sport Quattro. This is a 1984-85 car. The Sport Quattro was shorter than the standard one, designed very much for competition. This one is in, I think, the original livery that these came in the 1980s, which is fantastic, an immaculate car. Some very nice stuff here actually as well, from other areas too. So we'll start in this row here. I don't know what this is, a Cobra sign here, because the Cobras are down there, and this is in this Skyline. R34 I think this one is, 1999 registration. I can't remember when they started selling these over here. They did sell them officially for a few years. Might have been the R34s it was. This is a nice colour for this one. So you've got a very large wing on there, but that's the sort of way that it goes with these GTRs, isn't it? But next to it we got DS. This is a D Special, it's a 72. Left-hand drivers, the majority of them I seem to see that these days are. So quite late on in the production life of the DS. Dashboard in comparison with the one I drove, the 64 that I drove on Tweed Jacket Reviews a few months ago, it's a lot sort of simpler to understand. One of these sort of original cars is absolutely crazy. Wonder if you've got the manual or the auto here. Oh, it's the I think this one's the manual actually. Could be wrong. Yeah, it's a 4-speed manual. Wonderful. And next to it, is this an actual Stratos? It's just a Hawk Stratos. It's a Hawk Stratos. This is a like a kit that looks like a Lancia Stratos. It's an 88. So the car is based on a little bit earlier than that. I can't remember what the donor car was for these now. I forget, but there's something rather tasty under there. I think 6 cylinders, so you know all is right with the world. Hawk Stratos is still expensive, you know. The genuine ones are even more so, but you know, nothing else really looks like these, does it? Especially with that livery. You've got a Pagoda SL. We saw one of these yesterday at Bewley. It's 1970s. It's quite a late one. The 71 was the last year for them. This is the 280. It's very nice indeed. Beautiful condition. And then we've got something. There we go. Normally when I see this, it's down at Loxheath, which is not very far from here, of course. And it's not got the information sheet with it, but it's a 2013 DAX Tahiro co-replica. 6.3 litre V8. Excellent. And there's another co-replica. I think we've seen this at Loxheath as well actually. This is a 2012. I wonder if it's got the same engine in it as the DAX. Oh right, it says it's an AK one, all sorts of different things. Edelbrock carburettor. That's 6.4 litres, that one. I bet that makes a big noise when you go for a drive in it. Next we will have a look at the next one that's here. 82, 83, this one, but I mean, sometimes these plates don't really actually reflect the date that the car was sort of built. It's sort of arbitrary almost. A load of sort of old BL switches in that brake fluid level thing. I think it's out of a Mini or something. Nevertheless, it's still not cheap to buy one of these. They're not cheap cars at all. It's just the actual Cobras are very, very expensive. Got to look at that funny thing there as well, whatever that is. Now we can't have a show, can we, about a Morris Minor? It's not done really, is it? So we've got a very, very nice 57 Minor 1000 Tourer. That is actually really, really nice condition. Looks very, very original. Got the right steering wheel and things in here. Now it's possible we've had some sort of power in here, but maybe it's just entirely standard. I'm afraid I haven't got quite time to read all that stuff on the information sheet, so we're going to have to move on to the next little bit. But I'm very glad to see. Oh yes, Nissan 300C. Oh, now this is the sort of thing we like very, very much, viewers. 1986, this one. Very, very rare cars, the 300Cs. Something like 20 on the road or something. Having spoken to a chap who runs what used to be called the 300C Owners Club, but is now, I think, called the Datsun Owners Club. I can't remember the name of it exactly now. But yeah, it started with these cars. One of these days I'll get to drive one. I did film one last year on the channel, but I wasn't able to drive it, unfortunately, because of, well, reasons to do with the show I was at. But that will definitely be on the list. And then we've got a Cedric. This was the sort of next model on from that one, which is the Japanese domestic market version, the Cedric VIP. This, I think, is in 1988, so it's only a couple of years after that Fiat 300C. That is fantastic. Then we've got something that I know lives actually locally in Eastleigh. This is a Pontiac Firebird. It's a very, very late one. It's 2002. With that sort of extraordinary nose. I just saw this one day at a local petrol station just filling up and thinking, like, how much fuel is he able to put on this on a regular basis? Probably quite a lot. Then Porsche 911 GT3 RS, a bit of a contrast from the last row. And there's the information. It's a 2010, this one. Gentleman apparently is a serial Porsche owner, he's owned 9 of them. I bet that's fast, viewers. This one not so fast, this 914. I don't think we ever got this in right-hand drive. I can't even remember if they even sold these over here actually at all. But yeah, engines in there. Also sold in some markets a VW Porsche. Sort of was succeeded by the 924. I think it's an interesting looking car. It's very, very typical sort of late 60s design. It came out in 69, these ones. Yeah, 9144, 1972. Zambezi green. That looks good. Like the original alloy wheels on that. But a first generation Boxster. This is a Boxster S. I think it's for 2.5, this one. Let's just say 2.7. Sometimes the Porsche knowledge that I have is terrible. And today's the day as well. 2001, I think the face was a little bit after that. And then we've got another 911. Which one this is, I've forgotten. Someone's not put the information sheet up either, so I should be wallowing in ignorance. I think it's about the same sort of generation as the GT3 RS over there. So from the 2010s. And then a Cayenne, I think this is. Yeah, it's a Cayenne. And it is a really modern one. It's like a 2020 or 2021, I think. It's the 2.9S. Is that? I was about to say it's like low damper range, but it's got 440 horsepower. So I don't think it's low damper range, viewers. Well, my friends drove one of these recently, and she really, really wants one now, but I don't think she can afford it, which is, you know, shame for her, I think, because they are fun. I prefer her over this 928 S4. This is I think an 88 or an 89. A typical colour for the era, isn't it? In white. Of course, with pop headlamps. More white cars. This Golf GTI be a Mark V, but a late Mark V, 2007 this one, the edition 30, which I think came with a little bit more power than the standard GTIs. This one is absolutely immaculate. We've not got rusty wings or anything on this. The Mark 5 Golfs are now rusting really badly, but this one is absolutely perfect. Someone's really looked after that, haven't they? Extraordinary. Right, let's not fall over here, viewers. R107 280SL 83, 84 on an A. I know it's an 80s car, but that looks really 70s in there. Really, really 70s. Sort of fake wood trim and everything. Very much, an appealing car. 83, that one. However, I think I actually prefer this Alpha Sud. It's a TI. It's one of the very, very last Alpha Suds. It's in 1983, same year as the Mercedes. Absolutely amazing. So this engine and gearbox and front suspension then went into the Alfa Arna and Nissan Cherry Europe after he's finished production. And of course, I've driven Nissan Cherry Europe. It's a very, very rare car, the Cherry Europe or the Arna. But that's what they chose to replace the Alpha Suds. Apart from the Sprints, which was the coupe version to 89. One of these days I must drive an Alpha Sud, because I think that'll be fun. These late ones I think are the most appealing ones, but your kind of mileage may vary. Maserati, I always forget actually what was it called. It's a Gran Turismo Sport SA. It's a 2012. And it's got a beige leather interior, viewers. I do like a nice beige leather interior. Right, at the back, the police are actually here. They're demonstrating some sirens, I think, in the background. I didn't realise we'd have an interruption, viewers, but we'll have to continue as we always do. Ooh, very, very nice X308 Jaguar XJ. I bet so much siren off soon, because that's not my favourite noise to be hearing. Oh, it's an XJR. Very nice, 2001. These are very, very nice cars, viewers, and we've got a very nice sort of, olive-coloured interior with wood. Very tasty, supercharged and rust-free. Amazing for one of these. Terrible rust normally you get on these X308s. And then we've got a Toyota GT86. I wonder what year this is. Obviously that's probably a personal plate, isn't it? Oh, this is a really early one. It's absolutely first year of production then. One of these days I must see if I can have a go in that. Yeah. And then we got this Civic, let's get this right, it's an EJ9. We have actually seen this before. I think it might have been repainted. I used to think it was a sort of different shade of pink, but maybe it hasn't been. I think it's like a 98, that one. And I believe it's not necessarily the most powerful engine of that, but it's very max power, isn't it? It's got the Lamborghini doors on it. Then we've got Mitsubishi Lancer, be a 2004. Now, which version is it? The information sheet's not actually there, so we'll look at the back, because it actually will tell us on the back. So it's a 2004, it's an 8MR. I bet that is actually really quick. Also quick, the Alfa Romeo GT from 2009. I wonder what engine in this. It might, yeah, it's only the 2-litre JTS. I've forgotten what chassis though. It's the 147, I think, the chassis of this is, or something like that. That is, that's rather nice. It's the sort of thing I like to try actually, a GT or a Brera. Never quite achieved that yet. And then I think this is a Toyota BB. I forget the year that these came out. They were sold, I think, in America, but never sold over here. This is a first generation one. It's from 2001. I didn't realize we'd be seeing one of these today, but there we go. Right, hopefully the police have turned their sirens off now, and so we can have a look at some other stuff. My gosh, it's nice down here. This area is very nice indeed. Look at this Lancia Delta HF Integrale. Very, very nice views indeed. Yeah, original interior and everything. Superb. Worth an awful lot of money these days. 90 to 1991 plate. Maybe imported from Germany. It's got the cat at the end of the badge there. Another quintessential classic. Very, very nice Jaguar E-Type. Is that, wow, it's a 6 Series 61. It's a flat floor. My gosh. That, yeah, it absolutely is. Goodness me, that's fantastic. Again, worth even more than the Lancia Delta HF Integrale. 1948 Chevy pickup. Obviously not original specification, it has been. All those modifications. Hello to image_nation 2018 on Instagram. Now, a car we've seen earlier, of a van, it's this 1956 Austin A30, which is owned by the family of Lady Cornwall Homes, who is part of the Fuel Power channel. That is in immaculate condition, A30, and it's a 1956. Right, let's just pause a second for this announcement. Right, viewers, the announcement's over. This is actually a replica of an RS200. Apparently it took 26 years to make this. Registered in 2017 eventually. That registration, personal one obviously, it's not related to the age of the kit that's being put together. Looks very, very sort of correct to me. I think the engine's a bit different. It's a Cosworth engine in this one, with a little gear badge, of course. So why not? That is rather nice. I think those are Escort Cosworth wheels on there. And then we've got a Lotus Cortina, which is an early one. This Console Cortina, 63, I think this is. We do like fast forwards on this channel, viewers. I don't think I've seen this here before, but the owner's only recently got it, so that would explain why. But it's rather good. Talking of RS Cosworths, an Escort RS Cosworth, excellent. 94.95 on an M. Right, some of the channel viewer just greeting me there. It's calling me by my surname, which happens all the time. Used to it now. Right, Mercedes AMG something. EC3 AMG 2010. We've got some modification. Look at these gold wheels that someone's put on it. Hello to @PeteFuzzy on Instagram. I think I prefer though this 1988 Volvo 240 DL. Local plate to the area. TR was an old Portsmouth plate. Because my mother had one of his 89 she had. It's a GL. This has only got 4 gears actually. The DL. The GL had a bit more specification, 5 gears. Hers was an 89. She had it until 2001. Got things like wheel trims and sort of 5-speed gearbox, electric windows, and so that doesn't have some of those bits. But then it's at 350Z 2004. Hello to Craig_Denim97 on Instagram. We've got quite a range of stuff, haven't we? And then this is a very nice E30. It's a 91. Now it's not an M3 because all the M3s were left-hand drive for a start, but that is rather nice. Look at that livery it's got in it. Right, we're going down this Ford row here. We've got an awful lot of them. But first of all, we've got a couple of Willis pickup trucks. This is a 41. That had a lot of work done to it. Awful lot of work done to it. And then we've got this one here, which that plate does not have any relation at all to sort of the year of it. So it's actually based on a Reliant Scimitar chassis, sort of replica type thing. Presumably Scimitar it's based on was that particular car, GHP 815T. Into the Fords now, start with Mark III Zodiac, 65 this one is, with white wall tyres. This one's an auto umbrella handbrake. That is rather tasty. And then this one we've seen before many times, this 84 2.8 injection. with more power. KO filter, ready car, camshaft, full Recaro interior. Excellent. Next to some other Capris, very good turnout of Capris. This 280 Brooklands here, that looks very, very nice. I can't believe that actually back in the day these could be given away. But whilst one of these registered in 1989, they just didn't want into them. Things like the XR 4x4, the RS Cosworth Hatch and the RS Turbo Escort were out, so those were what were favoured at the time and not these, and now they are, well, very rare and expensive. 78, 79 Mark III Capri, I think this is a gear. Yeah, 3 litre gear. Yeah, don't touch, that's fine, I won't be touching that. This one is an auto. Forget the name of this. This is Oyster or Solar Gold. Maybe you'll see on the information sheet if it's an Oyster or Solar Gold. My gosh, air conditioning. Very nice. And then we've got a 2 litre S here. Did we see this, perhaps, when we went to Camberley? We might have done. So I think that's an 83. The 2 litre S was last of the best in production. I think they continued until the 2 litre Laser came out in 1984. And then we've got a couple of RS 2000s. Very nice. You can see actually there is a difference between them. This is a pre-facelift one. You can tell because the Ford badge on the grille is different. This is a post-facelift one. Facelift came about in 78. It wasn't a very major facelift, but you know, I'm that sort of person that I can tell them apart. Yeah. Not very interesting, is it, viewers? That is a 78. So this one's a 76. The one in the Professional, which was white, is a 77, also on an R plate, although the plate used for filming was the same as the right-hand one, it was a T plate. Very, very nice. You actually see the difference on here as well, that the striping is not the same on the right-hand car as opposed to the left-hand car. CT5 Mustang, because of course it's the law, we must have a Mustang at a show. That's not a problem though, is it? There's a very tasty one outside we can use the Sporting Bears experience too, so that looks good. It's very nice actually. Series 1 E-Type. Very nice. '66. Yeah, I've driven a 66 E-Type. It was a 2+2. This one is not, it's the shorter version. Mind you, the rear seats in 2+2 are like 2+0, so it's not a big concern really, is it? That is beautiful. Oh, the Jensen Healey. This I think is called a Mark 1, if I remember correctly. I think it came out in 72. This is 74, this one. 21,000 miles from new. It's a very nice thing. And like yesterday, which we saw at Bewley, here's a Lanchester. Say LD1051. I think Lanchester went out of production in 1954 or something, so it's quite late on in the sort of history of the company. I don't think I've ever sort of looked properly at one of these before. Completely restored to current condition. It's been interesting finding parts of one of these things. Yeah, part of the same group as Daimler, and then obviously British didn't survive, and Daimler survived until about 2008, I think the last Daimler badge car was made. Then a late mini pickup, 78, 79 on a T. Yeah, 78. Restoration was done about 10 years ago. Ah, yes, viewers. I was talking about Escort RS turbos. Here is one. This is a Series 2, 1989 in white. It's very similar to the one that was used in the third series of Cat's Eyes by Leslie Ash. Another R107 SL, because why not? It's a later one than the other one. This is an 89, so it's right at the end. It's the last year of production of the R107s. This is the 300. And very nice. A sort of beige leather interior with wood. Excellent. And a 2018 Audi RS6. I can't say I know much about these, to be honest. But that sort of Nardo grey colour that everything seems to be these days. And it's for some Mondeo T220. This is a very late one, so it looks like it. as I found out sort of recently, I drove one of these back in June. They are sort of becoming classics now. Last one was made about that year, 2007. Triumph RL 1360 convertible, 1969, on an H. I remember driving one of these 2 years ago, and the problem was, well, with brakes, they were not good because there's no servo in them, and you've got to watch the gearbox as well because it's not going to stick around on first. But people seem to love these. Right, I'll try to walk around this way with you, otherwise I'll trip over those chairs. Triumph Roadster, is this an 1800 or a 2 litre? It's a 48, and before you say it, yes, it's very, very Bergerac. I've even got that might actually be a show plate on there. Actually, it's not, maybe not the original one. Bergerac lookalike, yes. Someone has also been clued up. So there we go. There's the original plate on the back of there. More Triumphs. Triumph Stag. This one looks like a Mark II to me, with the manual gearbox and the very nice alloy wheels. That's actually really little. So the last year they made them was 1977, and that's 77. Talking about last year of production of things. Last year of production as well was 1980 for this Triumph Dolomite Sprint, and yeah, can't remember this colour now. It looks like vermilion, but I don't know if vermilion was used on Triumphs. But I'm more interested in this one because this is very similar to the one used in the first series of Professionals by Lewis Collins. That was a 77. This is an earlier car. It's a 73, but it's got the headrest in them and things like that. And it is the same colour as this. It's almost an identical car to POK 79R. Lovely. Ooh, viewers. That's a very original looking Mini. It's an 83 City E, which was, I think, almost at the bottom of the range. I think the City was made below it, so we had a slightly different gearbox in the City E. It's very standard. The wheels might have been changed very slightly on this, but apart from that, it's absolutely amazing. Unrestored. Goodness gracious me. And with the houndstooth interior, which was also on some basic Metros at the time. Amazing. And then a nice Rover P5B, 7273 on an L. I've driven one of those. I drove it a couple of years ago actually. Sort of one of these things you must do in your life is drive Rover P5, which I did, and it was good. A friend of mine owned it actually. So that is a 72. Then a 2000 Mini, Team 60 Italian Job 2009. Cooper Sport, yes, 2000, right at the end that would be. And then something a little bit different here. Much 25. Yes, we've seen this again at Lockheath, haven't we? One car I always see every time I come to Concorde Classics is this. It's a 1994 Mini Sprite, which has been in the same family since 1997. Very, very original. This has been repaired a little bit, but same family still owns it. So it's a Mark VI, this one. The Sprite was sort of below the Cooper, and the local Rover dealership at the time would have supplied this from new. One thing we don't have actually is the original plates. These original plates. When the car was resold in '97, that sticker would have been added, but as you can see down here in 1994 we didn't have the one in the phone number. Original plates but non-original sticker. Amazing condition. And then this E30 convertible. I wonder what engine's in this. Does it actually say on the sheet? Sometimes you get the information sheet, sometimes you don't. Can't see that. Oh, it's a 325i, excellent. Very good. And then a Marcos, because why not? This one is a 3.9 litre V8 Mantara 400 Spider, and it's got a biscuit leather interior, so all is right with the world. Various sort of Ford bits in there, of course. Marcos also built a car a little bit later than that with Ford V8 in it, and then a very late Mark 1 Golf. It's an 84, so right at the end. Someone's put a 1.8 litre engine in it. It wouldn't have had it originally. Hello to Mitch Worthington on Instagram. It's a very clean looking car. Yeah, facelift came in about 1980, and that's the facelift rear end. So we've got a catering there. We'll look at this Mondeo first, though. That's your 24. This is a very, very late Mark II. That's actually a late registration. You can't put a registration on a car that's actually newer than the car, so it's probably a late one, although it would have been made in 2000. Someone spent a long time sorting out an engine, didn't they? That Caterham is an unusual specification. I don't think I've seen one like this before. To see the information sheet what it says about it. It's a 2018 with a Suzuki 660 engine. Goodness me, limited edition 13. Quite like that actually, guys. Going to finish off this part with a couple of American cars. It was Plymouth Valiant Scamp from, I presume, 71. I think a 71 Valiant was the car that was used in Duel, wasn't it? It wasn't as sort of interesting as this one, but yeah, there we go. And then a GMC Sierra 15 Classic. So it's similar to the things used in the Fall Guy. Not in the Fall Guy film, but in the old series with Lee Majors. And then another E30, 325 by pre-facelift, late pre-facelift, 86 this would be, could be early 87. I do enjoy driving E30 VWs, they are superb cars. Anyway, that's it for this first part. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for some more incorrect information in the second part.